Welcome back everyone, Josh here. It's actually Thursday morning, so you've missed out on half the week. Wasn't a lot to show. Monday we went to the Big Smoke and checked out a few options for the flooring, which I haven't actually been sold on yet. I'm still deciding which way we're gonna go. I thought I'd be able to do it a little bit cheaper than what I could, but it's not looking that way. So I'm just gonna hang out for a while and see if something pops up. Tuesday, I had another job. I had to stay in town and get another job done. It was actually a small paying job, so have to make some money somehow. Yesterday, which was Wednesday, made some more progress here. We're gonna have to do a tip run. I've got all the old lattice pulled down, bit of the old timber pulled out. They're actually the windows. These windows here, I think I'll probably keep those because they're a little bit hard to get. Those they'd be antique windows, those fellas. They were in this front window that I replaced with aluminium, and I done that because they folded out. You couldn't put a gauze in them. Half the glass is broken. They're really ratty looking, but the old verandas come up nice. I'll give these posts a good rub back, fresh coat of paint all around, and actually looks pretty good. We've just got some minor repairs to do on the floor along here. I'm going to replace a lot of those before I do anything with the floor, and I think I'm just going to paint this with a decking paint. Actually came up pretty good, I reckon. Looks nice and clean. Actually opened the area up a little bit. Yesterday afternoon when I finished off here, I started in this entry hallway, which is really dank and dark. I don't know who came up with this colour. It's like a khaki, dark khaki colour, and it just makes the whole room look gloomy, which you don't want when you first walk into the house. And this hallway is the only one that I haven't done with sugar soap yet, so I started sugar soaping. Only got this top part done. Very high ceilings, as you can see. And I really think it's going to be worth giving it a good sugar soap and repainting in a light colour, and just keep carrying the same colour through the lounge room. So I think I'll keep carrying on with that while it's still a bit cold and damp. What I really want to get done today is this side wall. This is the western side wall. It's the only wall on the house that the paint was really flaking off. I've rubbed it back, chipped it off, rubbed it back fairly well, undercoated the patches that were all flaking off. There was a lot up this side actually. You can see it here. See all the white patches that I've rubbed back. And this little wall up here isn't too bad because Eileen and I actually redone that wall. There was old fibro there and it was all cracked off and broken, so we put those up. That's had one coat of undercoat, one coat of colour. So what I want to do today is just give it one coat of colour all the way through. That'll give that two coats, and the paint, apart from where it was flaking, was actually pretty good. So I think one full coat all the way through will tidy this side right up. I am going to replace this little dinky hot water system. I think once you use the water, they just keep heating up, and they use a lot of power. And I've got my mate, the plumber, who done the septic for me. He's onto that job, but he's fairly busy, and there's no need to really get in and get it done straight away. So next couple of weeks we should get that sorted out. Something else that's going on today, which is going to be good, I've got the fella coming out to check the air conditioners and give them a deep clean. I'll see if I can film what he does with them, because he's pretty bloody handy and it's cheap. And it really makes a huge difference. I don't know, a lot of people when they're split systems start playing up, they think it's buggered, but a lot of the time they're just choked up. Get in, give them a deep clean, and they'll generally, they come good. Another thing I almost forgot. Tuesday, I finally got something sorted out that I've been battling with since we bought the place. And this is the bit of a story. I'll just go into it a little bit. This is why I got the place so cheap. So this is it, the council main that comes into the place. As you can see, this whole section's been replaced. It had a different valve on it. Just a cock valve instead of a tap. And it's literally only been fixed Tuesday, which is 2 days ago. And it was leaking here, which was running down. Downhill is that way, just making a boggy mess. And the council fellow, when I first bought the place, he did come and put a new cock valve on it, but it didn't fix the leak. And I've been ringing them, and they finally come and done it and put a proper tap on there. So that proper tap will last a lot longer than the cock valves seem to, I don't know what it is with this water, but they seem to bugger up. So what the story was, the cock valve on the council main, when it was turned off, the water was still shooting through as quick as what it was on, and no one realised. And what it was doing, because there was a leaking tap, which probably should have been fixed, in the bathroom, which was leaking fairly well, it was just running 24/7. Everyone presumed the water was off. Obviously no one had come here and no one had been living here or been here for 12 months. Not even too sure what the story is with the old owners, why they sort of didn't really come and check. So cut a long story short, the valve on the council main wasn't turning off. In turn, the tap in the bathroom was pretty well running flat out, and obviously everything from the house goes through the septic. So the water was just going through the septic, the old septic, and basically flooding the whole system, which flooded the yard, which caused water to go into the neighbours. And I'm not too sure really who complained to the council. They said it was a neighbour. I don't think it could have been that neighbour, because that neighbour actually owned this house. That house is actually empty at the moment. It's for sale as well. It's a little bit more than what I was willing to spend, but it doesn't need any work. So, but anyway, someone complained because the yard was flooding. Council come out without realising that the main was buggered. The tap was just flooding the system, which in turn flooded the yard, condemned the septic system. And I actually had it checked out by the plumber, and there was nothing wrong with the old one. If they had to fix the issue with the water, there probably wouldn't have been a trouble. The only trouble with the old one was it was a little bit too small, so it wasn't compliant with current council rules or whatever they are. I don't know the details on those. That's why I got the professional in. It was a bit too small, he told me, and there was no baffle or something in it. So they've condemned the whole thing, which is, I guess, is all right in the long run for me, because I'll never have to worry about it in my lifetime. And the moral of the story is, really the main problem was the tap washer. It's a little washer that goes in the tap. The rubber on it was all buggered, which was causing the tap to leak. Literally cost $2 and takes about 30 seconds to change. If the owners had have done that when the tap started leaking in the first place, it wouldn't have really mattered if the council main was not turning off. It would never have flooded the system to start with. So a $2 tap washer end up costing 15 grand, and end up costing them probably a lot more than that, because it was a fair negotiation deal with the house. They would have got a lot more for the house if everything was working. Anyway, there's the little bit of a story why I got it so cheap. I think I'm just going to carry on and get that little hallway cleaned up so we can get some paint onto it while I'm waiting for that to dry out. It's going to be, I reckon, probably 10:30. Before I get onto that, the air conditioner fella here is meant to be here at 9:30, and hopefully I'll get him to give us a rundown of what he actually does. I don't know whether he'll want to come on camera, but anyway, if he don't, he don't. If he does, he does. Oh, that was an effort and a half, I tell you. All the sugar soaping's been done, everything's been scrubbed. It's one of those really thankless jobs that no one actually realises needs to be done, and no one notices, but it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort. We've done every square inch of the house now. I went through, spent about 3 or 4 days to start off with, and really got into it. And we only had a couple of rooms left. This was the very last one. So thank God all the sugar soaping is done. I think what I'm going to do now, we've got this old underlay, and there's only a very small amount. There's a little bit here, then a little bit in this corner to get off. The flooring probably could go over that, but I think what I'll do, I'll get the vacuum cleaner, the paint scraper, and just take this heavy stuff off. I'll just scrape it and then have the vacuum going so it gets sucked straight up. Well, I don't know where that week went. Just seemed to go bloody nowhere. It's Friday afternoon already. Old mate with the air conditioners didn't want to come on camera, but he done a bloody great job. Got them all clean, serviced, perfect working condition. They're actually not that old. He had a look at them. They're only probably a couple of years old at the most. I ended up getting this side painted. So this side here is pretty well finished. I think I'm going to swap at least one of those windows out, just so there's a window in this kitchen with a gauze on it. I'm nearly thinking I might even just leave that old one there and leave this other old one, because it's got a new window in that room already, so there's probably no real great need for it straight away. But this side came up bloody well. It did look absolutely bloody terrible, but it's passable now. We didn't get a whole lot of progress this week, had quite a few interruptions, but I'll be back out tomorrow. I generally don't like working out here weekends. I've got an electrician coming out and we're gonna go through the place, double check everything. I don't know whether I'll show too much of it. We'll see how we go. We'll see what he's like on camera. If not, we'll catch you next week.